Butterswagon. Easily one of the most anticipated Cars diecast releases of all time, thanks to the fact that she was supposed to be released all the way back in 2010. That's right, she was one of the infamous 2010 Final Lap Collection cancellations, and just like so many other cars before her, Mattel was nice enough to actually end up releasing her. Bertha joins the ranks of other cars like Dan Schlarkenberg and the Autobahn Society in having been uncancelled from the 2010 Final Lap Collection. And yeah, we had to wait quite a bit longer to get Bertha than cars like Dan or the Autobahn Society. It took us 6 years to get those guys, while it took us double that to get Bertha. She didn't come out until around June of 2012, when they just sort of casually threw her out into a new wave in classic Mattel fashion, just casually throwing out one of the most wanted cars, I'd say probably of all time. Bertha was so highly wanted because she was a canceled car, and also because she is one of the only cars that appears in Meet the Cars and the Car Finder game that did not get a diecast yet. Bertha is an iconic background character in my opinion, and it's just so incredible and so surreal to finally have her out. I unfortunately wasn't able to get her in stores. My parents got her online for me for Christmas. It would have been so even more surreal to see her just hanging up in a Target or Walmart. Unfortunately, again, she never hit my stores, but a huge thank you to my parents for buying this one online, because this is easily, if you couldn't already tell, one of my most anticipated releases of 2022, and also one of the final 2022 diecasts I need to get. The only ones I'm missing now are the updated Fred and Dana Crankoff, who was released in the same wave as Bertha, and also never showed up to my stores. Anyway guys, welcome back to yet another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bertha Butterswagon from the 2022 Cars diecast line. She came out 12 years too late. I'm reviewing her on the first day of the year after she got released. Yeah. She has the same artwork she had all the way back in Meet the Cars. Funny thing about it is that she's looking in the other direction that her diecast is. The diecast is looking in a direction accurate to the movie. Bertha, if you didn't know, appears during the Life as a Highway sequence when Mac is making funny faces in the back of an oil tanker. Bertha drives up, looks over at him with just the most disgusted face, and then we never see her again. She doesn't have the New for 2022 logo on her for some reason. She was released in one of those cases from this year that didn't have the New for 2022 logo on it. We have As Seen in Cars with a wide variety of cars on the back. Damage the King, Charlie Checker, Murray Clutchburn, Kathy Copter, Brad Windmeiler, sorry, Lightning with Sign, and Dexter with Checkered Flag. Just recently reviewed Charlie Checker. I picked up his 2022 release to repaint, and I also reviewed Brad and Murray in 2022 because that was the first year I got them. Honestly guys, I kind of don't want to open up Bertha just because, man, it's so cool to finally have this car, but I gotta open her, of course. I want to open her. I want to take a closer look at her, and we're gonna open her up on camera. Sorry for the weird cut there if there was one. My phone just ran out of storage, and I'm very glad I noticed that it stopped recording right before I opened her up, because we gotta get this on camera. It's Bertha Butterswagon. I don't know why that's her name, but it's a great name. So here she is out of the package, and she looks just like the car that was canceled all those years ago. Just like the reindeer snowmobile. It's crazy. I guess they still have these molds, even though the cars are being made in Thailand now. They still have these original molds, and there she is. She is such a hilarious shape. I said this in quite a few of my reviews in 2022 on some background characters from the first Cars movie. So many of the Cars 1 background characters have very exaggerated shapes, and it's really cool to see those captured in diecast form. Just look at Keith Cone or Derek Williams from 2021. A lot of the background characters from the first movie are really over-exaggerated, and Bertha's one of them. I believe in the movie, her roof sort of warps when her face moves, and that's something that the Cars series really dropped as time went on. Nowadays, the Cars are much stricter vehicles. They don't really warp or bend, but if you look throughout the first movie, they definitely do flex a bit more than they do in more recent material, and background characters are typically depicted as more realistic cars. Bertha here joins the ranks of the more exaggerated bunch with sort of a squashed look to her, and honestly I really love it. It really makes her stand out as a very unique mold. She's sort of chubby, a bit wide. She goes out quite a bit wider than I thought that she would. I always thought this car would just sort of look like Chucky, but no, not really. She is very much her own unique mold. I don't know if it's 100% accurate to the movie. I feel like it goes out quite a bit wider than it does in the artwork, but still, it is basically a perfect capturing of this item in metal form, of this character. She's got a great expression there, looking off to the side. I like how it looks more sort of like fear than disgust. She's just looking over at Mac like, who is this guy? Hold on, I need an example. Who can we get? Who's around here? She's looking at Thomasville Cal Weathers like, who is this guy? This is like the most appalling situation of her life. She wants nothing to do with this. I'm sorry, Thomasville Cal Weathers was just one of the cars closest to me. Moving on to the side here, I believe these wheels have been used on other cars before, and another thing used on other cars before is unfortunately her license plate. She has the ML115 license plate, which appeared on several Cars diecasts in 2010, like Gil and several others. It's a little annoying they didn't change it, but I think it's kind of cool, because nowadays Mattel typically does give cars unique license plates, although I believe Keith Cohn had the same one as like Chief Spearmint or something crazy like that. But like the ML115 or the Fishbowl license plate, we don't really see things like that anymore, and they're sort of iconic within the Cars collector fan base, you know? So I think it's kind of cool, and it just shows you that they haven't changed this car at all from how it was originally supposed to look all those years ago, although a different license plate would have been appreciated. Still, I'm just saying, it really does show that she is sort of a product of her time. You know, this is what she would have looked like in 2010. It just took him until 2022 to make her, and it took me until 2023 to review her. There's a look at the base, a very funny looking base because it's just such a small car. And yeah, Bertha Butterswagon is truly a great release. I think she's awesome, and I'm so glad she's finally out. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye now.